I have a motorhome Allegro Bay edition crossing the area. This is great. This is great. This is what happens when you make videos. What's up guys, it's Blake with Y2K. Hope you're having an awesome day. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 quirks of my 1992 Lamborghini Diablo. Hope you're ready to have some fun. The first quirk I want to start off with is the instrument cluster. This instrument cluster is actually height adjustable, and that's because it's a double stack instrument cluster on basically a stealth bomber windshield. So seeing out of this car is incredibly hard to do if you're a shorter person. If you're too tall, you might hit your head on the roof here. So you have to kind of be the right size to see out of this car with this double stack instrument cluster. This was later revised in the VT Diablos. They made it a one level, but the double stack is kind of hilarious to me, and that is my number one quirk, is just the fact that you have to be a certain height to actually see over this instrument cluster. It really is kind of hilarious, and the fact that they have a height adjusting knob on this instrument cluster makes it even more funny because they knew it was a problem. The second quirk of this car is the pedal box. It's extremely narrow and it's actually off center to the right, so when you're driving you're kind of like this. If you're wearing like oversized shoes or just kind of even your normal shoes, you probably will have to change them to something really narrow, or maybe even drive barefoot. If you've seen Matt Farah, when he drives his Countach, he actually has to drive barefoot. It's the only way he can do it. Thankfully, I have narrow feet. I wear like a 9.5, but I have an extremely slender foot, which is the big deal, is how slender it is. So I don't have a ton of issues, but I do have to pick a certain shoe, like a Vans slip-on or something like that, in order to drive the car. So that is my number 2 quirk, is the fact the pedal box is extremely tight.
Hey guys, just real quick, if you could do me a huge favor, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and turn the notification alerts to all. It really helps YouTube go to work and pump out our video to more and more people every day. Our views are up a lot and I really appreciate the support. So if you guys could do that, it would mean a lot to me and I can keep pumping out more content for you guys.
The third quirk about this car is the window visors. When you put it all the way down, you actually can't see anything out of the car due to the height of the cluster and how low the roof line is. It's actually a decent sized visor. It does not have a mirror, which is also interesting on a $239,000 car when this was brand new. Guess that was a weight savings thing, who knows. The window visors are definitely interesting because you have to tilt them a certain way to where it kind of blocks the sun, but at the same time you can still see out. It's definitely not the safest thing in the world, and that's why it's one of my top 5 quirks, because I just think it's crazy that they designed a window visor that is almost unusable. Number 4 on the quirks list is actually probably my favorite one. I didn't do these in any particular order, but this car actually has like a James Bond secret compartment, or possibly for drug dealers of the world in the 1990s, or anyone trying to hide something. If you see here and you press this button right here, which is completely hidden, there's actually a hidden console right here. And it's just, I didn't even know about this console for like the first 5 months of ownership of this car. My buddy bought me a book about Diablos, and I didn't really read it. I just looked through the pictures, and then he came to visit me and he was like, hey, you know, this car has a secret center console. And I was like, what are you talking about? So this is it. This is the secret console. I keep my registration in here, but I had no idea this was in the car. It obviously has 0 storage. This is technically supposed to be the glove box, I believe. But this is just crazy. Like, literally you would never know this existed in the car. There's no button highlighting or anything like that. It's just kind of a dimple right here. So, you know, but I had no idea that this button did anything. I thought it was just part of a design. So it's pretty hilarious, and that is my number 4 quirk on this Diablo. My number 5 quirk on this Diablo is actually the rear spoiler. It's completely non-functional, which is extremely hilarious to me, and it was actually, I'm sure, a dealer option they marked up for several $1,000s. But yeah, this spoiler actually does 0 for the car. Who knows, it probably even slows it down at higher speeds, and that's just kind of one of the hilarious things about these older cars. Even the Countach has a non-functional wing, but it was an option just to make it look faster. So that's something really hilarious to me, is that this car has a spoiler that actually does nothing for it besides look cool. And it's also what makes this car just so great. It's just the crazy stuff they did. Actually handmade, so it's not even a perfect shape. It definitely has a lot of imperfections and waves in the design. You can definitely tell just one guy sat there and made this spoiler in the factory in Italy, probably having a glass of wine. It's not the best constructed wing, but it's what makes the car so funny and just so awesome and unique. So if you take this off, you can do that and drive it around. But that's just something to know on this 5th Quirk, is that this spoiler does absolutely nothing, but it looks incredible. All right, this is the bonus quirk for you guys, number 6, for watching the whole video. I really appreciate it for getting this far with me, is the fuel door. The fuel door actually has 2 separate buttons to actually unlock and lock the fuel door. How do I know this? Because on my test drive, I hit the brakes in this car and the fuel door opened, and I saw it through the passenger side side view mirror, and I was like, what is going on? Why is the fuel door just opening while I'm driving? So there's actually a certain way you have to operate it. So when you get to the pump, you have to press the gas filler button. Just looks like a gas pump. So a gas pump button, if you will. And then that unlocks the fuel door. And then when you get done filling it up with gas, you shut the fuel door, and then you press a button that has a key on it. And that key is what actually locks the fuel door and secures it. So if you forget to press the key, then you will have a fuel door that just opens and closes while you're driving your car, especially when you hit the brakes. You don't press the little fuel pump button, then it will simply not open. So if you don't know what you're doing, then you will probably have a really hard time unlocking and locking the fuel door on a Lamborghini Diablo. So that's just something I thought I would share with you as the 6th quirk, is that this fuel door actually has 2 buttons just to operate it, which is simply hilarious to me. Well guys, I hope you had an awesome time with me today. I sure did, sharing this 92 Diablo with you, the top 5 quirks, plus the bonus quirk for all of you who stuck around and watched the whole video with me. If you could do us a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button, it really helps the YouTube algorithm go to work and share the Y2K content with the world on this 92 Diablo, plus all the other cars I feature on here. Also, if you could do us a big favor, subscribe to the channel and set your notification alerts to all. That really helps us out as well, and you'll be notified the instant we upload more footage to the channel. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you guys on the next video.